Hello, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of Hall of Fame interviews. And today we have with us Dr. Naveen Raina. He has been having a fantastic career. His family comes from Kashmir, right now settled in Bihar. And after getting into the MBBS, he did his MBBS from the AFMC Pune. He served the army for 5 years and had a very nice experience of various border postings and serving the army in a beautiful way. After that, he did his master's in the psychiatry. And in psychiatry, after that, he has opened a hospital in Pune, which is running really well. And he'll be sharing his life's experience with us. So welcome and congratulations, Dr. Naveen Raina.
Thank you, Dr. Pranav. Thank you for having me.
So how did it all start? I mean, you are a first generation Kashmiri or second generation? I mean, you stayed in Kashmir for how long?
So I was born in Kashmir, and
Okay.
then soon after, my father got a job in Bihar. So I had all my schooling in Bihar,
Okay.
and that is how I shifted from Kashmir to Bihar in the 1960s.
And how did the AFMC thing happen?
Okay, yeah. So that's an interesting story behind that. As a child, I had a fascination for two toys.
Okay.
And I used to buy those two same toys repeatedly.
Okay.
And one was a medical kit, a doctor's kit,
Okay.
and another was a toy gun. And I
Okay.
repeatedly kept buying these two toys, and ultimately realized that ultimately I happened to finally join, AFMC and become an army doctor.
Yeah. And this started from your childhood, from the toy plays, and now then
Yes.
you're in your career, right?
Yeah, I never thought that, this playing with these two toys will lead me to, actualizing, realizing them in my life. Both the dreams.
How was the experience with army for 5 years, short service service?
Oh, it was wonderful. First of all, studying in AFMC, which is a college with a very, very all-round development activities. We have lots of activities in AFMC.
Yeah.
It's a versatile college in that respect. And then after that, I served in the army, and because I was short service commission, so I served mainly in the Kashmir border areas, and including I had a 4 months stint in Siachen Glacier,
Okay.
which is the highest battlefield in the world in minus
Yeah.
40 degrees centigrade.
Wow.
All very beautiful memories from the army. I hold very dearly in my heart till now.
Yeah. So that was interesting part when you spend some time in Siachen and Kashmir.
Yeah.
So what is the role of a doctor there? How do they? I mean, is that similar to the practice? You have seen both the sides of that story now. So you have had a practice and private practice and serving in army. So what is your role there?
So in the army, I was serving as a doctor, so I had to take care of the soldiers and the families. And in some remote areas, in border areas, we used to look after the civilian patients also as a public relations activity. So that was our role as a doctor in the army.
And after that, you started your hospital in Pune.
So after serving in the army, I did my post graduation in psychiatry from AFMC Pune.
Okay.
And thereafter, I decided to settle in Pune, in one of the fringe village of Pune, and started with a very small clinic, and it was, I remember my first clinic was just 160 square feet,
Okay.
in which 100 square feet was a consulting room, and it was 6 by 5 feet, that was 30 feet was a laboratory.
Okay.
And that laboratory in those days cost me just 27,000 rupees. I had a laboratory, the first laboratory in that area, and my waiting room was 30 square feet. So that was the beginning, and it was very interesting and fun practicing that time. And then gradually I started, developing it, and started with some 15 beds after a few years in 1995. And it took me about 15 years to complete the whole thing, make it into a 36-bed hospital, general hospital. and my wife is a MD medicine, so it is a general multi-specialty hospital with focus on general medicine and on orthopedics trauma cases.
So your journey from the clinic to the hospital of 36 beds, it must be
Yes.
very challenging, and some lessons from that journey.
Yeah, it was very challenging. See, because in my family, I don't have my father is an engineer, and I had no family background in neither business nor in medicine. So I had no guidance to start with in that respect. And also settling in Pune, I didn't know anybody here, local people, so I had no local contacts. So those two things were the big two challenges. I had to start from the scratch in terms of learning how to do business and how to develop local network and flourish.
So I mean, why Pune? Any specific reason?
Pune, I had because I had studied in Pune, so I had
Okay.
most people who live in Pune, anytime they fall in love with Pune, the climate
Yeah.
and the environment and everything. But I didn't realize at that time I didn't have any local contacts, because in AFMC all the people are from all over India, and
Yeah.
they joined most of them joined the army, and they're from other places.
Right.
I really didn't develop any, though having lived for 5 years in Pune as a student, I didn't get to know any local people really.
So it is very important to have some local networks for a quick start, right?
Absolutely, you sure it's a big help to start your nursing home or whatever establishment, because it deals with you are involved with the community. So it's good to have a community support to in a place where you belong to. Like on my inauguration, I didn't know whom to invite. I had hardly any
Right.
people to invite.
Right. But you have been from Kashmir, so Kashmir, वापस जाना है?
Kashmir, yeah, I mean, Kashmir, we have had, we used to go regularly, but we know the situation. So presently we go as tourists there, but
Okay.
now we are settled here, so it's more like going there as a tourist only.
Right, right, right. So tell me, when did you join the Entrepreneur Academy?
So it's been almost more than 1 year now. I have joined the Entrepreneur Academy, and I'm very happy to be, associated with it. So I had attended the Goa program also, the
Yeah.
retreat which you had here. That was a very nice learning experience.
How was the Goa event? Can you tell me something about that? How was the
Yeah, I
experience?
found it, I found it very different. I've been, because I was in the thing of running a hospital, so obviously I used to read books on hospital management, attend lots of these hospital management conferences and all.
Right.
But there, most of the people were from big corporate hospitals and
Right.
speakers, and whatever they spoke, they would not be very relevant to my requirements and all.
Yeah.
The top big things really. And even the consultants and the senior people there, when I would try to learn things
Talk to
from
them.
them, ask them questions, once they knew is a 15-bed setup, they would not be interested only
Yes.
much. They were interested only big setups, big
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah. Yeah.
In contrast to that, in Goa, attending the Doctorpreneur Academy conference, there I found people from my background only, small hospitals, same struggles, same
Yeah.
challenges. So I could
Yeah.
immediately relate with them, and there was a lot of peer learning,
Yeah.
in whatever going on amongst ourselves, means
Right.
during the breaks and during the other, programs. There was a lot of real time learning which was happening, and I wish we had something like this when I started my hospital. It would have been made my journey very much easier and that respect.
Yeah. So it was a fun experience, and it was fun talking to all of you when the whole year we were actually on digital media, but there physically meeting all of you was a great experience for me also.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun for me too also.
And how has the academy helped you overall? I mean, what helped, or whatever you have studied in the modules, or the content that we give, or the meetings that we have.
Yeah, so I've been using the SOPs and the checklists and all for my thing. Though my hospital being now so many years, so I pick up some useful ideas from there. But for me, the purpose of joining the academy was because I have a typical scenario now. My son has not gone for medicine. He's done his MBA, is settled in London.
Okay.
So my objective for joining the academy was to for looking for a succession plan, like
Right.
how to hand over my hospital to a new dynamic team, and and my interest, personal interest, is to now go for social service for education of underprivileged children.
Right.
So my this was my objective, and I remember I had a very long, very useful chat with you and Amit
Right.
regarding this, and I got lots of ideas from that.
Okay.
And plus, even when I attended the Goa program from other participants, got lots of useful ideas from other people about what would be the best way to hand over my hospital to a new dynamic team for further growth.
Yeah, it is very important. Actually, you have to first put in a system in place, and if that system runs well, then you can pass on that legacy, and that can work for you even when you're not here.
Right.
It becomes an institute then.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm, based on that only, I'm talking with different people now, and gradually, I have a year or so. In 1 or 2 years, I would like to achieve my objective.
How useful you think is the digital thing that you are taking on right now? Did you use some digital marketing tools or videos or anything?
Yeah, so I've been finding this. I started some months back. One of the things I picked up from Entrepreneurial Academy was trying to make videos and all. And so I've been making some, I've started a channel called Better Life at Satyanand Hospital.
Okay.
And I've been making videos on general in life coaching, on personal development, because that is part of my, favorite areas of interest besides psychiatry.
Right.
And it has been I have been getting being able to engage audiences, and I gave some programs on elderly care and things like that. So I got more closely associated with one of the elderly care NGOs, and they've been inviting me for talks, and they recently invited me as chief guest on the World Alzheimer's Day
Mm-hmm.
to talk on reversal of aging and things. So it's been nice. I mean, I'm started a few months back only, but I'm looking forward to enhancing and developing it further.
Because what I feel is that even if you're not doing active practice, but if you keep making these videos, you will remain connected with your branch and connected with your patients also. And there'll be much more many followers who will be actually wanting to listen from you.
Yeah. I find, in fact, I get calls also based on that, and I'm finding it useful. But I need to do more of it and find time to do it more regularly on a consistent basis. I've been lacking the consistency. So
Yeah.
I plan from this in the next, from starting January, I want to be, my resolve is to put in at least two nice videos every week.
Very good. Fantastic. Okay. One more thing I wanted to ask was how many years have you been in private practice now? 20 years?
More than 20 years. I mean, almost 30 plus years now.
30 plus years. So running a private setup, you want to give some pointers or some suggestions to people who are running their own private setups of multi-speciality, super speciality?
Yes, I think most important, I think two, three things which are important, I feel, is first is finding the right mentor, because, you don't need to reinvent the wheel and find out everything yourself. So
Yeah.
find a right mentor. And even actually, Doctorpreneur Academy can be a very nice mentor in that respect. And along with the peer learning that happens there. So that part is sorted out. After that, obviously, you have to find the right partners, because I think to start a setup alone may not be the best idea for the times to come. So one needs to find right partners who have the right values, whose values match with you. That has to be very important, so that there's no conflicts and less chances of conflicts and all in the future. And also people who have partners who have complementary skills, things which you don't have. So you do your own SWOT analysis, what your strengths and weaknesses, and whatever areas you feel you will need people better than you. Look for partners in that respect, and then create a good team of second line people, line managers who can assist you and support you. train them to according to your own, the way you feel right. And ultimately, obviously, with the help of we can when Entrepreneur Academy, the processes, the systems, the structures, they can be gradually set up and improved, focusing on continuous quality improvement. So that I think these basics, if we follow these basic 2 3 things, anybody can start and create a very nice and effective, high value hospital setup.
First is finding a mentor. Then
Absolutely. I think mentor is the first thing, because otherwise you keep running here and there and unnecessarily.
second thing is to find the right person who is a partner, right? Good partner.
Yes, you have to have a partner. Doing it alone is not really the best idea.
Yeah, that is quite interesting, because so many people try to become a solopreneur and they struggle with a lot of ifs and buts during their decision making. Having a partner, a good partner, will actually help you in a big way.
Absolutely. It should be complementary, matching your values and being complementary in your skills.
And your decision of going into private practice, if you see in retrospect, it has been a good decision, right?
Yeah, so basically, there's an interesting story behind it. So when I joined the army, so my guru, Swami Satyanand Saraswati, was the founder of Bihar School of Yoga. So for any such major decisions, I used to go to him and to ask his advice. So I went to him and he said that serve in the army for 5 years and then start your own setup. So for me, that decision was very easily made.
Okay.
In that respect.
What is your message for the fellow, youngsters who are starting a private practice? How should they approach that? When is a good time to start a private practice, or when is a perfect launch? Before, how much you should be knowing, or what skills you should be having?
Yeah, I think serving for 5 7 years, 5 to 10 years, it may be a good idea to serve in some other place and learn, make all your mistakes and go through your learning curve at their expense at the because and there are guides and mentors there, and learn there and then start your own thing. Like for me, serving 5 years in the army gave me a lot of clue, because in the army there are a lot of we follow very very strict protocols about how to, right from tying, how to tie a shoelace to everything, documentation and the processes. All things are very very systematic. So there were a lot of good learning thing that I had in the while serving in the army, in the hospital, during my internship, and even after that, serving in the clinics in the different places. So that way, it is a good idea to serve somewhere, excel there, and then bring that experience to your own setup. So you have a head start, and you can build on that. I don't think it's best to start straight away after your post graduation, and and that's what I feel.
And you also mentioned that you started stepwise. You started from a small clinic, then you went into 5 to 10 bed, then you went into 36 bed. So the burden was not there. It was actually a natural growth which happened.
Yeah, it was organic, so it was gradual and slow, and so but only thing it took 10 15 years, but during those 15 years I could never attend family programs, weddings of relatives and things like that. I had to forego on that.
Yeah.
But in about 15 years, I had a setup in which I actually became financially free, and was able to now focus more on things I enjoy, my community service, various activities that I've been involved in. So after that, it was very nice.
Great. So it is wonderful talking to you, and you have some inspirational stories also we learned from your life, and it was fantastic talking. Naveen sir, do you want to say something to the community about the Entrepreneur Academy?
Yeah, I think what I see as a psychiatrist, I see times there are two things which are likely to happen. One, as per the World Health Organization, they say that there is going to be an epidemic of depression by 2030, and it's likely to happen with AI and robotics, jobs going away, lots of challenging times. Things are very changing very fast.
Right.
So, and in psychology, any change is perceived as stress by us. So things are going to get very stressful, very challenging. On the other side, the positive side, this is the most interesting time that we are going to come about. Is the huge opportunities are going to come our way. Things which we could never imagine are happening at a pace faster than we could ever imagine. So
Right.
on one side you have a huge challenge
Yeah.
of getting stressed, and second is huge opportunities. So I think for this one needs to have prepared deliberately in terms of they say the 21st century skills that will be useful in the 21st century. They say are respectively four. One is critical thinking, second is creative thinking, third is communication, and fourth is collaboration. So one needs to deliberately focus on developing these six skills. That is one thing I would say, which would help them cope up. And the second is learning some tool, personal development tool like yoga, meditation. Particularly I practice a practice called Yoga Nidra, which I have learned from my guru's ashram, and which helps you to enhance your self-awareness, your creativity, everything. So I think the focus is on developing some life skills and learning some personal development tools for mental resilience, like meditation. That would be the way to go forward.
And that is what you exactly focus in Entrepreneur Academy also. It's not only your practice, but it is also your inner growth or inner development which helps you in the outer way.
Absolutely. Inner development is what reflects your external development. Absolutely. I fully agree with you.
So it has been a very good talk with you, and hopefully the audience will have learned from this talk and they'll get some new aspects of seeing the life. Thank you so much for joining, and congratulations, and hope to see you in the next TSR soon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pranav, for inviting me for this program.
Yeah, and all the audience who are listening to this, if you want to join Dr. Pranav Academy, then you have a link below, and you can attend the webinar and join the academy. And if you want to know more about Naveen Rana, his credentials will be putting below this video, and you can contact him and he can guide you.
Thank you, Shiva.